During the third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A always be aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news, guys.
You're hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. You climb the wall up and you just
lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking A.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast. Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time, here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
How you doing, folks? Yes, we are here. We have arrived. We are a more legitimate news source than Fox and CNN, and we're funnier than Comedy Central. It's the world's fastest right-wing comedy talk show, Revenge of the Sis. And, of course, I'm Mike Sheely, a.k.a. Viacom's Osama bin Laden. And with me, of course, Royce Lopez, a.k.a. the man with a plan to take down Dan.
He's going down.
We are also the show with the single most attractive audience in the world. I'm calling it.
And the girls aren't bad either. If we're being honest, the girls are pretty good looking as well.
Yeah, you ladies are all right, too.
Yeah.
Put it out there. But, yeah, thanks to everybody. We put shirts back up yesterday. You guys have been, some
Buying
people have
them.
been scooping them up, so thank you. I'm going to have another shirt on the store tonight. Fresh debut, fresh threads for you.
RevengeOfTheSis.com, just hit shop.
We're going to toss some hoodies into the mix.
Yep.
We got some work to do today. We are very jazzed up today. We have a lot of...
Probably more prep than we can even get to. How about that?
Generally speaking, Royce and I prep for these shows the day before. Always with a little asterisk next to our show prep with, obviously, if somebody goes all Stephen Paddock on us,
Then you
at 2
have
in
to
the
be
morning,
ready.
We're going to have to switch things up. Today is one of those days. We were prepped. We had our stuff. We're probably not going to get to any of the original stuff.
No.
Because, boy, did an avalanche of information come out today.
The thing is, what do you start with?
Yeah, and it's weird because I tend to get deep into rabbit holes, as does Royce, and we tend to have people that you guys gotta take some time off, and pull yourself out of the rabbit hole once in a while and get your head on straight, because if you don't, you're gonna go crazy, and then people are implying that perhaps Royce and I, the past few months of doing independent citizen journalism, that we might have gone a little crazy. And today...
Yeah, well, no TV or no beer makes Homer something.
Something. Also, as I tweeted out last night, the something cries out in pain as he somethings. So, we like to dig around in the... in the fringe of things, but in the credible fringe.
Credible fringe. I like that.
We're not on fucking, these goofy websites where it's, just bullshit. We're not getting our news from Twitter. It's not shit like that.
I like that. Hashtag credible fringe. That's ours.
But look, we're willing to admit the bulk of our views have actually come on YouTube from people not subscribed to us. It's people who... We talked. Remember the show we did where everybody's like, "I found out about you from Dan Schneider."
Everything was Dan Schneider.
Our Dan Schneider coverage did very well on the internet, and that was because we did good coverage of it. So we've been
Stop saying that boomer's gonna get mad.
You're right.
Thank you.
So we've been doing a lot of digging since then, and we get a lot of incoming stuff. We've told you before, we have to sort through a lot of crap. But we've proved that we have a very good knack for curating good information and sorting out shit information. And in doing so and building up our subscription base and our numbers, you boys got some sources now. And we got a bunch of people working. We've got Shannon at the
late night phone calls.
Yeah, Shannon at the Concerned Citizens. Every once in a while, we get some help from our good friend Gabe Hoffman, an open secret. He likes to throw a hint out there once in a while. And of course, crazydaysandnights.net, NT Lawyer. And, the people that's not only them directly, but the people that are in that community work very hard to uncover things that are going on. And boy, do we have some better sources than we did a few months ago. Holy shit, the stuff we get now.
It does make the job a little less stressful when you already have sources that are vetted. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to deal with 100 girls that once auditioned for Nickelodeon, and they no matter how we try to prep them, like, anyway, the thing is, no, I never actually met him, but I saw iCarly a lot. I'm like, oh, that's fucking great. You wasted an hour of my day, and you're ugly on top of all of it.
Yeah. I love the people that still send us stuff like,
Yeah.
I found a clip from the show that I think you guys would. Yeah, I get it. They sexualize kids. It's not. We get it. We know. Here's the thing. If you're going to send us a clip of something that aired 500 times on Nickelodeon, it's probably not going to help.
No,
for
it's
legal
not.
purposes.
You know what might help though, Mike? For our store, we have some never-ending story necklaces that we sell.
Yes.
What do you think?
It's a snake eating the other end of the snake, and it represents eternity and immortality. And when you fuck,
That's a long way of saying kid fucking.
well, when you fuck a kid, you
Okay.
actually draw life force out of it via their.
Can you stop quoting Lost Prophet songs on this show? Thank you.
Lost Prophet's a B-side song.
Yeah, exactly.
When I fuck him in the butt, I get his life force, and now I'm setting my life in a prison in Wales.
And you know the rest of the band was like, "Are you sure you want us to play and you do the vocals later?" Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll do the vocals by myself. Don't worry about it. Just play.
How's life, Ian Watkins? How's it like? What's it like being in a Welsh prison where everybody sounds like they're from a Guy Ritchie movie?
How do you communicate?
That one guy, Crispy, whatever, the guy in the tracksuit, he was pretty good.
So, okay, here's the thing. We have a lot to unpack. What do we unpack first?
Usually I start with like whatever is breakable, the cups, glasses, dishware, things like that, and then I focus on like.
Okay,
minis.
I meant with the story.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like in a case
Yeah.
where we were moving.
No.
All right. I guess, do we want to start with one of the most popular blind items, I think,
The short one or the long one?
that was written? No, that was today. That's not even.
Okay.
Boy, is that one good. We're going to save that one.
This is the P for.
This is titled. Yeah, this one was titled "P is for Pervert." It was NT Lawyer, of course, Crazy Days and Nights Not Net, and this was written January 9th. So this isn't a very old story. It's 10 days old.
So we're gonna give you some of our really, 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 really good guesses on who we think it is. That's a good way of saying it, right?
And if anybody knows, again, on our show, we've guessed some things before. And we're look, we've been doing radio for 10 years, but we certainly never really did gossip or investigations or outing people. It's a new art form for us. So we are, to quote Gabe Hoffman from An Open Secret, are standing on the shoulders of giants. There are guys that have sort of perfected this art form, NT being one of them, and they put out information, and the information's there, but they leave some details out as to not get sued. So with that being said, I think it's safe to assume that you guys know that whenever Royce and I come on the air and air something with one of our really good guesses, we tend to be correct.
What are some examples of times we've been correct, Mike?
Well, where do I begin? Do you remember when we were barely a show?
Yeah.
When most of the people hearing our voices right now never listened or heard of us?
Yes.
During the early years of Revenge of the Sis, i.e. 2 months ago, when we first started out, we got a call from one of our very trusted sources, who's a friend of ours, friend of the show, who broke the Delta price gouging story during Hurricane Irma, which was going on live. It was happening. This person got us a screen grab, sent it in. 2 days later, Fox News, New York Times, was Delta price gouging? That's cute. We had it 2 days before.
Yeah.
I was a resident years ago in North Carolina. I lived in Onslow County. Recently, there was an Amber Alert for a young lady, Mariah K. Woods.
This one too.
The second day they had the Amber Alert out, and they were doing searches to find this little girl. I was told behind the scenes by some trusted sources that a car was impounded, that there was some people being questioned, and that somebody in the family was a person of interest. I said on the show, the mother probably knows what's happening. A van's been impounded. Somebody's going to be arrested. This girl is dead. A week or two later, mother's boyfriend arrested.
Yep.
Girl's body found a week after that. There was the Tampa Bay serial killer. We watched, what was that? 3 seconds of a video, and I was like, oh, it's a gay black dude. Watch. Gay black dude.
Yep.
So we've done this before. What else? There have been some other ones. Aziz is the biggest one. That's the biggest one, okay? And I can't take credit for that. That came from this half of the broadcast team. Royce was the one that, had some contacts, and somebody said,
good source.
Something's going to break. And Royce was like, and I know the person that Royce is talking about.
Yeah.
So Royce said, I got this thing. And I was like, yeah, but where'd you hear it? He told me, bump, bump, bump. And I was like, we'll just tweet it now.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah.
So let's just say our guesses.
Yeah.
These are just guesses.
Guesses.
For legal purposes. But we're better than Jimmy the Greek, I think.
More racist, I think, but yeah.
Yeah, we're like more racist versions of Jimmy the Greek. You see, the black athlete, the reason why he's got such a dominance in their sports is because they're born with extra bones in their body and they have extra muscles.
That's a good Skip Bayless, but are you going to do Jimmy the Greek? Look up or young Skip Bayless. That guy was he was a piece of shit. B. Dankin says we should do a new segment called Sister Damas, where we need a little music bed with a Sister Damas thing because we have some more predictions today that are going to be true.
Can I do it in the Johnny Carson voice?
Of course.
Can we do it like the Great Cornack?
I wish I had an envelope. I'd give you an envelope.
Just do like one of those things. Aha! Here's your envelope, sir. Foot fetish, pedophilia, child acting.
Open the envelope. Open the envelope. What does it say?
The name is Dan Schneider.
Dan.
Hi-yo! So we look. Our guesses are.
By the way, new listeners, Johnny Carson was the guy who did the Tonight Show before Jimmy Fallon, but before Jay Leno.
Yeah, and there's plenty of people listening. Look, there's a couple of autists that listen to our show.
Couple.
Most of you are on the spectrum.
And thank you. We appreciate it. Keep organizing things by shape and size.
Yeah. By the way, the ones who are the least autistic are the ones that donate to our Patreon or our PayPal.
That's right. Oh no, some people want to be autistic though.
Depending on whichever one works.
Just give us money.
You give us money.
Give us money.
But so our guesses are, as we said, pretty good. So for the purposes of just guessing, I would say, yeah, we'll call these guesses.
Okay. You read the story.
Sure.
And we'll fill you in as the story's read.
Sure. Okay, so this
is a blind item.
This was January 9th. P is for pervert if you want to read it yourself. crazydaysandnights.net. I miss Sue Grafton already. So why not pay a little tribute to her in the headline? This behind-the-scenes power in Hollywood has been a serial molester of young boys for the past couple of decades. Let's call him P.
Isn't JB better?
Just go with P for right now.
Okay.
Just go with P because
like a Dakota ring, and then they'll fill it in. I like what you're doing.
Okay, because there are details to this story that I
write
think
down P. Everybody,
yeah, write down P. A little thing.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
P.
Okay.
Yeah, because JB is too obvious.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll read this. For the past few decades, this man has turned one client into dozens of some of the most powerful players in Hollywood. Back when he first started, this man, who we will call P, was not very shy about the way he molested teens and tweens. In fact, one of his A-plus list clients at the time, so he was A-plus list at the time.
At the time.
Used to join in these sick events. That A-plus list comment, who we will call M.
Write down M.
So we have a power player, P, right? Which P could, I don't know, possibly... PR, maybe public rep. I don't know.
Yeah, that works. I like that.
Stretch of the imagination. Yeah. So, this client, this PR guy, has this client who we'll call M, A-plus list, also got in on this molesting young boys. If there's anyone who has seemingly got away with long-term child molesting, it is M. All of you know M. Most of you have probably read about his abuse of tweens and teens and children and adults. Most of you have read about his love of child porn. Boy, does that narrow it down a bit.
Sadly, not enough.
You got
Seriously.
a point. It should literally, child porn you should literally be Dave! Holy
Dave.
shit!
It has to be Dave.
Because he's the only one that wants to watch kids banging.
I know, well, or Sean. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Man, that threw me off.
I'm sorry.
Most of you have read about his love of child porn. Most of you have read rumors of him assaulting people on and off sets. No, narrow it down.
Okay, now it is narrowing down a lot now.
With the wave of publicity that is looking for these horrible people, both M and P have gone underground. What they used to do fairly openly, relatively speaking, they now do mainly through online webcams. Several decades ago, when P was first starting out, he had a very public confrontation with one of his victims. It was in the parking lot outside of where a very hit network sitcom was shot. Most of the cast and crew witnessed the interaction. It was a member of
I heard only 2.5 of the cast saw it, but go ahead.
Well, then I heard that they may have, when city people started looking into it, they may have spun it in some way.
Oh, so it was like a Spin City they were in.
Sort of like a thing like that.
But only in the later half of the seasons.
Exactly. It might have been a show like that.
Yeah.
Or
Because let's say the original actor got a little too shaky for the job. Go ahead. Come on, Hotshot.
God damn it, stop being funny here.
Okay, sorry.
So, yes, it was a member of the cast that introduced P to his victim.
Okay.
A member of the cast of that show where the fight happened, the hit sitcom.
He wore a lot of Tommy Bahama shirts.
I believe he might have wrote a jingle or two.
Yes. Yes.
Another of P's victims was 12 years old at the time. P lured him back to his apartment. Once there, he plied him with pot and booze and made him watch porn before molesting him. It's time for P to be exposed.
Well, at least they had appetizers.
It's time for P to be exposed.
Okay.
It's time for others to step forward and pass along their stories. If you don't want to send them to me, meaning NT Lawyer, send them to that group that makes films exposing these awful people. Gee, I wonder who that guy is. Shout out to Gabe Hoffman, I guess.
Open secret.
That's not a guess. Literally, that's literally like, email me to Gabe if you got any stories. So we're pretty good with our guessing, right? We're not, for legal reasons, going to call these men out by name.
No, we can't.
Of course not. We're not stupid.
So P, you want to start with P?
Let's start with M.
M. You want to start with M. This is the A-lister at the time.
Yeah. What do you think's a good nickname?
I think C. Estevez.
See, no, we're going too obvious again. I got it. What about Carlos E?
All right. Can
Is
we
that
call him?
better?
How about we just call him Chuck E? What do you think?
Sure. That works for me. Okay. So anyway, this guy that was on this very big hit sitcom used to abuse people on the set, and P was the one that had the fight on the set. You know, usually people want to go see Carlos E. Tend to either work around him or for him in some capacity. So it's not outside the realm of possibility. I'm not saying P is this guy.
No.
But I will tell you that Carlos E.'s publicist is a guy by the name of Jeff Ballard. I'm just saying that.
Okay, that's fair.
Say that legally.
You could say that legally, no problem.
So I'm saying that would be an example of somebody it could be.
Yeah, we don't know who though.
It's not him, of course not. But you know, we would have to have 100% success rate at guessing stories for you to think that it would be that guy. So it's not that guy, but I'm just saying it would be somebody like that realm who might work for Carlos E. Or
he might also have the same name. We don't know.
Well, he might have changed. Yeah, it's true. He might. I don't know. We don't know.
Here's the thing I know about M. Is it M? Carlos E? Here's the thing I know about Carlos E.
I thought we were going with C. Estevez, or did we not?
Oh, sorry. C. Estevez. His brother.
Which one is it?
Anyway.
It's Charlie Sheen.
No, listen. Here's the thing. Narrow it down. The guy has HIV.
The guy starred in a movie with his brother in a movie about garbage men. With the black guy from They Live.
All right. But we're not going to get too specific because we don't want to get in trouble.
Don't want to narrow that down. Now, if you do happen to go to crazydaysandnights.net, shout out to NT Lawyer, and read that story, maybe you guys could come to some conclusion. I don't know. You want to read that story?
Yeah.
And throw some ideas out there. Like, we just threw some random names. Like we were just thinking, like, wouldn't it be crazy if it was Charlie Sheen?
Right. It would be
and
nuts
Jeff Ballard?
if it was Charlie Sheen, who was systematically molesting boys with the help of his PR agent. That would be nuts.
Yeah. And once again, folks, because we want to be perfectly clear that we here at Revenge of the Sis in no way, shape, or form are saying that Jeff Ballard and Charlie Sheen have been systemically and prolifically raping little boys for decades. We're not saying that. We're not saying that on this show.
You could say that if you want to them via Twitter, but we would not encourage you doing that.
We at Revenge of the Sis.
Yes.
We're not saying that at all.
Frozen Asian wants to know if the M has tiger blood. The answer is maybe.
Yeah. If
Yes.
by tiger blood you mean AIDS.
Well, HIV, which will turn into AIDS.
So that's just
That's
we're
our
j-
guess.
We're just guessing.
We're guessing.
We're just guessing.
All right.
But yeah, so that's a thing. And by the way, I just want to point out, sure, to the outsider looking in, you could look at it and go, crazydaysandnights.net. What's the big deal there? It's just some bullshit gossip website. That is the website where they called out Harvey Weinstein, where they called out Kevin Spacey, where they've called out Matt Lauer. We're talking 2013.
Yep.
2012. Go back and look at the website. He didn't go back and add that shit later.
No, that was there.
Okay. This guy has been calling out people for years, and he has an old drunk 1940s white guy's batting average. Remember when baseball was all played by guys in hour shape? He's got that kind of a batting average where it's like he was batting 500. No, but this guy's
People are guessing that M's dad once played a president. Is it the same one?
yeah, but it could be. I mean, if you were to guess that they may have been also in a movie with his own.
Okay,
guy.
let's narrow it down a little bit. It's one of Martin Sheen's kids.
She's a fucking human being, man.
It's the Martin Sheen child who didn't make a movie about hockey. Did we get? I think that's okay. We're still all right. Look, Crazy Days and Nights, Mike is saying, he fucking nailed it. Probably 100% of the time.
He has yet to be wrong,
Correct.
and it sucks too because he writes other stories about people that are no longer with us, and it's like you'll hear some really dark accusations, and because of his accuracy, it's just like it just breaks your heart. Like, don't read the site if you want to keep your heroes intact in your head, because there are no heroes.
No.
This world is a dark, horrible,
Only
awful
Zool.
place.
Only Zool.
Yes, and the only people who will protect you are maybe your parents if they don't suck, and odds are they probably do too.
Here's what we're going to do. Before we go into the second blind item,
We do have what?
I wanted to place a little comedy to break it up here. Our friend Brendan made the newest dishwasher pod challenge.
Yeah,
all right?
Yeah, this is pretty dope, guys. He's kicking it up a notch.
All right, so let's go.
This is the Tide Pod Challenge.
He put it in his dishwasher, and he closed it. And he closed the dishwasher.
Whoa!
What?
All right, you know what? It's early in the year, okay? This is very early in the year, and I don't want to jump the gun. But I am nominating Brendan right now as Madman of the Year.
Madman of the... I agree.
I think we're going to give out year-end awards next year. So that's going to be the first award in the ROTC awards. It's going to be the Madman of the Year award.
So if you guys want, do your own Tide Pod challenges
That
and
guy's
send them to at ROTC Media.
He really thinks outside the box.
I mean, I really like that. This trend is going to be fucking great.
he's a fucking lunatic.
Madman.
I'm
I've been eating him like an idiot.
I'm uncomfortable knowing that crazy person listens to this program.
I know. How dare he? All right.
If he has kids, they need to be taken from him.
Okay. Look, before we go to the second blind item, you were mentioning to me before the show that, look, the one thing you can say about the alt-right is they think that any sort of pedophilia and stuff is...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One thing you would never see is this normalization of pedophilia or child porn or anything of that nature. Not with us right-wingers. We know the way because we're traditional and we're anti-degenerate.
Hey, Mike. Richard Spencer.
Oh, he's about to speak
Yeah, he's
out
gonna
against
break it down.
child
Yeah, you
porn.
ready?
Awesome.
Friend circuses
for
making
good
weak.
for good and for ill. For instance, porn. Some forms of porn have been given to the types of people who, due to their for a very strong degree, like physical problems, just they're just deep innate character flaws, are child molesters. Giving them certain types of porn can actually prevent greater child molestation.
Hold on. I'm going to back it up because I think I heard wrong.
Yeah, no, it's clearly...
There's no way that he said what I think he said, right?
certain types of porn can actually prevent greater child molestation.
I can think of other methods, but
obviously I can think of other methods, but you know, in terms of the world we live in, I don't oppose it, but that
he doesn't oppose giving pedophiles child porn to stop them from banging kids. Is that what he's basically saying? Maybe he's saying it with a better haircut, but is that what he's saying?
Yeah, he's definitely saying it with a $400 haircut. But
yes.
That is incorrect, Dickie boy. What is?
Well, he likes young kids. Remember, at least 18-year-olds.
Okay.
At least 18-year-olds. But to me, an 18-year-old's a young kid. I'm sure it is to you, too. It doesn't mean it's illegal.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
No offense. There's some hot, little thoughts out there, but
yeah,
there's nothing interesting about you.
So just to let you know, to some people, that your fucking hero over here, this fighting against degeneracy,
he's becoming the white Tariq Nasheed.
Yep.
He's becoming a fucking... I mean, he was a joke. We started this show, one of our earliest segments was about what a fucking joke and a shill he is and how he's controlled opposition, and I still believe that.
Frozen Agent wants to know if Amos E and Richard Spencer had a talk.
Seriously? Like what? Oh, can we see that? Well, I guess it wouldn't be a debate, would it?
No, it would be just
be them agreeing.
Two gentlemen agreeing.
Oh, exactly. I found somebody. Hey, Richard, can I come and stay at your apartment?
I was gonna make that
because I have
joke.
a no place to stay. I can't make them YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's fine. Just stay in my room.
Yeah, that's fine. I like little Asians. By the way, did you know Asians are actually honorary Aryans, right? Yeah. Great. But we have to pick times when we can do our streams.
Okay.
'Cause I have to go on Worski's stream later and blither the same shit out that I did
Swear
yesterday.
to God, if you touch my tweed jacket, I will fucking murder you.
He really just made essentially the child sex robot argument.
Yep.
The pro argument. Well, at least they're not going to harm children. Are they not going to harm children?
And here's the other thing. Even the child sex robot thing is not as bad because you have to make child porn. So a kid at some point is hurt, right?
You know what's cheaper and a more effective method?
Gas chamber?
I was going to go that or a bullet or even just go Stannis Baratheon style.
Oh, yeah.
I really think that if you just took a couple pedophiles and burned them alive, you want to talk about a deterrent? Like, you only need to broadcast on television one time live somebody being burned to death for raping a child, and I guarantee you people are going to go, yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. You know, it's when you got fucking California, you got 4-year sentences or maximum sentences. You got guys like Marty Weiss getting out in 6 months.
And Amos Yee is moving into the neighborhood Michael Cera moved into an Arrested Development with all the pedophiles.
You know, people who want to fuck kids need some sort of a motivating factor for not wanting to fuck a kid. And I feel like getting burned at the stake is probably way more effective than Richard Spencer's approach.
That's fair.
I just think give them all the porn they want. I mean, yeah, okay, technically to make child pornography, you have to actually molest and rape children. So, I mean, yeah, technically it's what did you think? I'd like to ask Richard Spencer, where does he think child pornography comes from? Does he think it's CGI? Does he think it's two Andy Serkis characters blowing each other?
That's the thing. It's like,
and then they add the kids later on fucking.
The thing is, to find it, you have to go in the deep web. It's this weird world of.
Do you think DreamWorks and Pixar are working with Andy Serkis to make child pornography? If we give them that, then they won't rape children. Oh, whoopsie daisy. I guess children are still getting raped and murdered. They have to get raped to make the fucking porn, you asshole.
But they're black children, so it's okay.
Can I quote Hannibal from Eric Andre's show?
Of course.
Isn't there enough pornography? Remember the porn star goes, no, and then he goes, I think there's enough. It's just the most random. By the way, the most insulting thing I think you could ever say to a porn star to her face. Isn't there enough pornography? No.
That really is.
I think there's enough. Oh.
Well, let's move over to now it's time. Blind item number 2.
Are we doing this today's thing, or are we going to do the because I'm still angry at the one that hasn't been answered yet. That's already out there. Little True Lies girl.
Oh, holy fuck! There's so much stuff. I'm so sorry. You're right.
I'm really mad about that.
I
one, too.
apologize. That was one of the big ones we were going to talk about yesterday, but so much stuff came in today. I have it here. Yeah, let's do that one. We'll start with this. If you have the
let's do this radio teaser.
Okay.
The big one will come up in the second hour.
Okay, cool.
So we'll have Wrongthink on, but we'll do this story with him on the air.
Yeah, that's fine.
But we're gonna because it's already 4:30. We're gonna do this. Yeah. You know what? I think we save it for the second hour.
That's
Hype
fair.
it. You guys share the link. We're gonna fucking the thing we've been working on. It's gonna come to fruition soon. And today we're gonna tell you all about it. But first, we have one thing I'm angry
Before the
about.
blind item, I'm going to read the Slate article. Okay. Eliza Dushku's agent and on-set legal guardian both back her account of sexual assault during the filming of True Lies. Several people involved in making of True Lies have backed Eliza Dushku's allegation that a stunt coordinator, Joel Kramer, sexually assaulted her when she was 12 years old. Kramer flatly denies the allegation. On Saturday, Sue Booth Fords, Dushku's legal guardian on the set of the film, minors are required to have a parent or legal guardian on set at all times, told Deadline that Joel Kramer did what Eliza said he did. What's more, she said she reported Kramer at the time for behaving inappropriately to no effect. Now, Mike, who did she report him to?
This was reported to, and it's on the record.
This is on the record.
Okay. The agent says that she reported it to the producer of the film at the time, not James Cameron, the other producer, a woman by the name of Ray Sancini. Now, first of all, that puts a huge hole in the legal guardian's account, because the legal guardian was like, oh, I told them about it. And then she turned it into some anti-man, anti-patriarchy rant. Well, it sounds like you and this agent told a female executive.
And here's what they said to Ray. I'd call Ray. This is what Eliza said. I called Ray multiple times because there was such inappropriateness going on the set. There was sexual talk too, and at various occasions. She was very feisty, precocious 12-year-old and a tomboy. They may have felt she was one of the boys, but it was really inappropriate from the top. That's one of the things that was reported to Ray Sancini. Kalina was the tough adult female friend. Dushku remembered confiding in her Facebook post, and Kalina confirmed that she went to a set to confront Kramer, telling him by her account, "You're going to stay the fuck away from her." But according to Kalina, nobody really did anything. Remember, no one did anything, despite reporting the assault to Sancini. Sancini denied knowing anything about misconduct on Kramer's part in a statement to Deadline.
So.
But at least Sancini's out of the business now, right? She's not doing anything anymore, so she can't hurt anybody.
Also, don't leave out the fact that James Cameron himself, I don't know if this article mentioned that, but James Cameron himself has come out and said, never heard a thing. Ray Sancini says, I never heard a thing. There was never any inappropriate shit on set. You've got actors now coming out and saying, well, yeah, the set was a little weird, whatever. Okay. Ray Sancini is now president of James Cameron's film company, his current company, whatever his big because Cameron's the big boy,
right?
So he's got his own company. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's the one that came out with Avatar and came out with all these big ones. Ray Sancini runs. She is James Cameron's right hand, basically, second in command, president of the company,
the money person.
Essentially,
she's the executive producer. She's running his company. She basically handles the day-to-day. I'm assuming day-to-day finances, all the normal shit. So here's what we're to believe. Here's the narrative that they're trying to put out. Sancini didn't know. Now we have more than one person saying two people said they told Sancini. Two people. Sancini saying they didn't know. Now, you could either believe the narrative that either these two people are lying or Sancini is. Now, believe whoever you want. However, there's no reason for fucking Dushku to come out now and somebody else saying, no, we totally said this was fucking weird. It's who has the most to lose. Okay? Sancini now, they're saying that you could believe that. Now, you also have to believe that, let's say Sancini did know, that she never informed Cameron, James Cameron did not know.
That's bullshit.
I don't buy that.
That's bullshit.
That's my opinion. We don't know what's true, but I don't buy that.
Okay? There's no fucking way. If you are trying to protect the person you work for, the person you're building an empire with, you tell that fucking person and you guys figure out how to handle it. I guess you guys just hoped it would all blow over and that it was just locker room talk. But it turns out that they were building something up and this girl ended up getting fucking molested. I don't believe James Cameron didn't know what the fuck was happening. If somebody came to Royce or somebody came to me and said that somebody sexually assaulted even an adult, anybody, or was being inappropriate while representing this show, there is absolutely no fucking way that Royce and I wouldn't have a talk about it.
Yep.
In fact, one of us would immediately pick up our phone and write to the other one and go, Did you hear about this too?
Here's the thing I don't understand. It was a stunt coordinator. No offense, but they're a dime a dozen.
Seriously.
They could have you could throw a rock in Hollywood and get a stunt coordinator. So what was the benefit of keeping him, of doing this? The easy out would have been, logically, was like, he's doing what? Hey, come here. You're fucking fired. We're calling the police and all this stuff. And they would have looked like heroes. They get a new stunt coordinator in, and the movie goes off without a hitch. But instead, why would they protect this dude? That's the thing I don't even understand. What do they fucking gain from it?
I will tell you why they didn't protect him, because they didn't care. Because James Cameron and Ray Sancini knew then that the culture was different back then. This was acceptable behavior.
Maybe
that's why
Cameron
they didn't do anything.
Hear about it because he was in a submarine exploring.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This motherfucker, why aren't you like actually out there at least looking into it like he said, do something about it instead of fucking riding around in the fucking bottom of the ocean in your little pod trying to like this. You mean to tell me that this motherfucker can name every fish at the bottom of the Mariana Trench and he can't find out that a 12-year-old girl's getting molested on his set? Are you kidding me? You're going to tell me the president, let me tell you this right now. If you have two people telling you that we reported inappropriate behavior with a 12-year-old girl directly to the president, the current president of my company, that person should be fired and disgraced. You people have done nothing but deny and bury it. You haven't done a thing about it.
Dushku's Guardian also said, I was on the True Lies set for 3 weeks and reported Joel Kramer's inappropriate sexual behavior towards 12-year-old Eliza to what's her fucking name?
Ray Sancini.
Yeah, Ray Sancini. Sorry.
She sounds like a fucking underboss for the Banana family.
Listen to this. I was met with blank stares and had the sense that I wasn't telling the person anything they didn't already know. So they kind of felt like, shit.
And see, I haven't read that. So that was my guess earlier, that in the 90s and in the 80s and in the 70s and all the way back to the Heather O'Rourke days, raping children is a regular, or at least was. Now it's not as much because everybody's trying to cover their ass right now because a fucking tide is coming. But I'm telling you.
A Tide Pod.
But yeah, exactly. And you fuckers are going to eat it. There is a whole, it's going to be an earth shattering thing. The earth is going to move under these people. And Cameron is not, we're not going to forget about this. Okay. You didn't do anything about it because back then, stunt coordinators fuck 12-year-old kids, bro. Whatevs. We just got to hit $500 million gross.
Hey, you know what? At least Kirk Cameron is just making, hokey fireman film about Jesus. He's not allowing kids to get banged.
Yeah.
Kirk Cameron is the better Cameron.
He really is. Kirk Cameron just makes his stupid Jesus firefighter movies, and he has this lonely little birthdays with Subway sandwiches.
Good for him.
3 sad people in the background.
And he dresses like an evil fucking, like a Bond villain.
Yeah, you really do.
He has a turtleneck with a suit. What are you, a fucking backup dancer for Bobby Brown?
Yeah, what are you, the bad guy from The Watchmen?
Holy
shit!
shit!
Enough of you.
Fucking it's all the same garbage out there, man. It really is. It's fucking disgusting.
And look at them. This is like, you're gonna tell me you guys are obviously tight. I certainly look. If Royce and I ever expanded to a level where we needed to start hiring staff, and we needed to hire a business guy, like a president, to be the president of our company, it would be somebody he and I both fucking vetted like it was like Jesus Christ himself. And I tell you what, that guy wouldn't have any secrets from us. There wouldn't be any, I just never, brought it up the flagpole. You're fired.
You're fired then,
You're
yeah.
not the president of our company. If somebody's getting fucking, I get it. They didn't tell him about the rape, I guess. They told him about the stuff leading up to it. But to me, that's even worse. You had a chance to prevent this, and you didn't. This is on you, James Cameron, and this is on you, fucking Ray Sanchini. Hey, Ray Sanchini, am I right?
He's a
Eliza
good-looking
Dushku,
kid.
just a good-looking kid. She got a lot of stuntman coordinator tail. Hey, you know who else was a stuntman coordinator in the 90s and wasn't fucking kids? Jason Statham. You probably could have got him cheaper than Joel Kramer. And he's got an awesome accent.
Yeah, why don't you get him? You could have got the chick from the Grindhouse movie with Tarantino, Uma Thurman standing. She's a stunt coordinator. She would have done it.
And I'll say this, too. Joel Kramer, I did a little research the other night. He did a lot of stunt coordinating on a lot of Schwarzenegger movies. Just saying. I'm just saying. There were a lot of Schwarzenegger films popping up on that list.
And there was a lot of Schwarzenegger films that always had a little kid in it, too.
It's an open secret. Everybody in Hollywood is doing it.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck you, James Cameron. And the horse
And
you
you
rode in on.
goofy bitch.
And the Titanic you rode in on.
All right.
I'm done. I really, it's getting really fucking obvious. It's becoming obvious now that this was always a thing. How did you parents know that? You have to know this. Like, you have to have known this. You are worse than the parents of, like, the turn of the century that made their 9-year-olds go work in factories and lose an arm. You're worse than those people. You knew what you were doing. You pimped your kids out. And this is what fucking happens.
To the highest bidder, by the way. Like, that's the thing. The more you read into this, it's all for money. We read stuff that some of these parents got paid enough to never work a day again in their life. Do you understand that that's what was going on? And that's why they're being quiet. They sold out children's security for a fucking paycheck. It's what it is, plain and simple. And honestly, I'm fine with not having any more kid shows. Just have cartoons.
Yeah, fine, fuck it.
No, I'm serious.
No,
at
it's
this
a good
point,
point. It's a good point.
At this point, just have cartoons.
Yeah, seriously.
When we were fucking kids, we had one kid show. It was Saved by the Bell, and the only people fucking each other on the show was the kids were fucking each other in real life.
Exactly. And then we had another kid show when we were younger. It was Pee-wee's Playhouse, and the only guy whose hand he put the only person he fucking touched, it was his own dick.
Do you remember when that?
Okay.
Mike, dude,
remember when
holy
Pee-wee
fuck.
Herman was the biggest slime? But no, I'm not going to defend him though, because he was caught years later with child porn. So he's no
Was he
fucking.
really?
Oh yeah, he's no angel. But at the time,
Yeah.
they got him for just, at least the dick he put his hand on was his own.
Yeah, jerking off in a theater. That's it. And that at the time, you're right. It was like, can you believe it?
Yeah, and it's like, Royce is right. Just make cartoons because you know what? There's no contact with the kids. You got editors in one room. You got a bunch of adults in one room, and then even the voice actors. You just get that dumb bitch Tara Strong, one of those voice actresses that does every kid.
But just like the Hannibal porn joke, don't we have enough already filmed? There's enough kid shows, right?
I think there's enough.
Show kids Saved by the Bell. That fucking's been around forever. Show not head of the class. Not head of the class.
Yeah, just Photoshop new clothes on them every few years.
Yeah, that's
to
all you
make 'em
gotta
hip.
know. If you wait long enough, it'll come back around.
I don't think the AC Slater look is ever coming back.
You want to make a bet?
All right. You think leotards are going to be back?
I think leotards will make a comeback in a huge way.
Yeah, but that's then you're getting into gender neutral.
Nobody
stuff
ever raped Kelly Kapowski is what I'm saying, Mike.
that we know of.
That we know of.
They did in my fucking Saved by the Bell fanfic.
Saved by the Bell, the Dungeon Years.
By the way, guess who did the raping in that story?
Was it you, Mike? Was it you?
No, it was actually Screech. So we
So like real life? So like real life?
So like what high school would be like today?
Yeah, today. Saved by the Bell today would be a bunch of 15-year-olds having orgies in the gym. Am I wrong?
Oh God.
Oh, fuck.
So check it out, guys.
We one more quick thing before break.
I have one thing I want to promote.
Sure.
Because this is going to go in with the shilling. This
okay.
is just something I want to promote real quick between stories. Folks, I got this thing we're going to be doing. We're putting it together now. If you have like a project you like to promote or something that you do, there's some social media account, whatever, we got this thing. If you buy a t-shirt, Revenge of the Cis shirt, and you send a picture of you wearing said shirt into us, I will put whatever project, like, like a link or website address, whatever you want us to promote on that picture. And during our commercial breaks from now on, we'll always be displaying one of you guys wearing our shirts.
Especially if you're a hot girl.
And yeah, especially if you're a hot girl. And if you don't have a project to promote, pick a charity. Pick whatever the fuck.
Planned Parenthood.
You're an asshole.
Okay, not that one.
But like if you got like a local animal shelter, we don't give a shit. If you got something you want to support, and you buy a Revenge of the Cis t-shirt, and then you send us a picture you rocking said shirt, obviously we will make a picture with that logo, and then we'll promote it during our commercial breaks. Bonus points on backgrounds. If you're at cool places, get us cool places. Some of our Euro friends
if you're
out
in
there
Europe,
and
man,
stuff. Get us some.
And by the way, thank you if you bought a shirt, because a couple people in Europe that did buy a shirt. We really appreciate it, because I know the shipping on that is a fucking bitch.
Yeah, you guys are
it might
amazing.
cost more than the goddamn shirt,
But
so we really do appreciate it.
Get a picture, like, let's say, of you with, like, the Eiffel Tower behind you. Send it in with a picture of you wearing the shirt, and then we'll Photoshop all the Muslims sleeping on mattresses in the street out.
Yeah, we'll take that out.
And then we'll make it pretty, and we'll make it like France used to.
Try not to get raped, is what we're saying. Try not to get raped.
But if you do, and you get a picture of you wearing
Keep the shirt on
while you're doing it, and you get on the national news.
I want to say shout out to Revenge of the Cis. What? It would make news.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. If you're gonna eat a Tide Pod, do it wearing a Revenge of the Cis shirt.
At least we'd finally get Tommy Robinson on our show.
Yeah, seriously. Fucking Christ.
I got you back, boys.
Thanks, dude. We appreciate it. Speaking of Guy Ritchie films. One more thing, and it's quick, and we'll move over since we were talking about Europe. German TV teaches children to become Muslim and pray for Allah.
Oh, good. Good.
No, this is fair.
No, this is good.
This is fair. Here we go.
Paul, ich muss dir was ganz
I
Wichtiges
have to tell
sagen.
you something very important.
Ich habe dir doch von Gott erzählt, der oben im Himmel lebt.
I have told you about God who
Und immer
lives in
auf uns
heaven
aufpasst.
and always watches over us. There's another name for
Es gibt noch
God.
einen anderen Namen für Gott. Allah.
His Allah.
Sag das
Say
mal.
it.
Allah.
Allah.
Allah. Genau.
Exactly.
Und von heute
And
an
from
möchte
today I
ich,
want that
dass
God.
Gott, wir sagen ab
From
heute
today we
Allah,
say Allah.
dass Allah
that
viel
Allah
wichtiger wird in unserem Leben. Dass wir zu Allah
becomes much
beten
more
und
important in our
ihm
lives that
dankbar
we
sind für
pray to
alles, was wir
Allah
haben.
for
und wie
all we
gut es
have
uns
and
geht und all
and
das.
how well off we are and
Verstehst
all
du das?
that. Do you understand that? And we have to
Und wir
follow
müssen
his
seine Regeln
rules.
befolgen.
Many years ago,
Allah hat vor vielen Jahren,
Allah
das ist schon
spoke
ganz, ganz lange her,
with a
mit
man
einem
on
Mann
earth
auf
and
der Erde
told him
gesprochen und hat ihm gesagt, wie die
with
Menschen leben sollen,
how
damit sie glücklich
people must
werden.
live on earth to be happy. And
Und
this
dieser
man
Mann
is
hieß
called
Muhammad.
Muhammad.
What in the name of ungodly, globalist, cucked out, no borders, EU, fucking George Soros hell is this?
Germany.
This is like a joke, right? This was
No,
on
this
like,
is real. No, this is 100%.
they posted this on like InfoWars.
No,
or
this is real. This was on 1HD in Germany. And I'm sure our German listeners can confirm.
Und er hat
And
alles
wrote
in einem
everything
Buch
down in a book.
aufgeschrieben.
And that
Und das
book
heißt
is
Koran.
called the Quran. I know
Ich
that
weiß,
for
dass
now
du das
you
jetzt
don't
nicht alles
understand
verstehst, weil du noch ein
everything
Kind
because
bist.
you're still a child.
Aber weil du
But
ein
just
Kind
because
bist,
you're a child,
bist du auch
you're
ein
also a
Moslem.
Muslim. Every
Jedes
child
Kind
is
ist
Muslim.
Doch,
Yes?
jedes Kind ist Moslem.
Each child is Muslim.
Aber ich
But
bin
I
noch
am
kein
not Muslim
Moslem.
yet.
sad music.
This is
Das ist jetzt wirklich ganz, ganz
this is
wichtig.
now very important.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah.
Okay.
Blah blah. It actually says blah blah blah. Allah blah blah.
Ashhadu an
Blah
la
blah
ilaha
blah blah
illallah.
blah. Muhammad.
Ashhadu
Blah
anna
blah blah
Muhammadan
blah
abduhu wa
blah.
rasuluh.
Durka durka.
Ashhadu
Blah
an la
blah.
ilaha illallah.
Blah la 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 la.
Durka durka. Durk durk. Click click.
Blah, blah,
Hala.
Do you want to know what I have
Willst du
said?
wissen, was ich gesagt habe?
I don't know. Death to the infidels.
Ich habe gesagt,
How much?
said-
ich
How much
bezeuge,
to
dass
rent
es
this
keinen Gott
truck?
gibt außer
I said,
Allah.
I testify there is no
Und ich
God but
bezeuge,
Allah.
dass
I
Mohammed sein Diener
testify
und
that
Gesandter ist.
Muhammad is his servant and messenger.
Das wirst
You
du
will
später
understand
verstehen.
that later. I'm
Ich gehe
going
mich
to
jetzt
take a
baden, weil
bath
ich das
now
machen muss, weil
because
ich
I
jetzt
have to do this.
Weil ich
Because
jetzt
now I am
Muslima
Muslim.
bin.
What is Germany? I had a question. I know we have like at least one German listener. Why is it that every 50 years you have to try to destroy the world? Why? Why? What is it about you? Why are you like this, Germany?
What is the point of this?
What did the world do to you, Germany? It's like you lost one world war.
They're the bullies.
You lost one world war and you never got over it.
No.
And you have been.
You guys used to take it out with fucking animals and shit porn. Go back to that.
You are the fucking Columbine shooter of the national scene.
No, because I sympathize a little bit with Columbine shooters. They were actually bullied. Germany was never bullied.
Yeah, they were.
They did the bullying.
A little bit back in the day,
Oh, how far back?
like before World War One.
Okay,
Like
that's
that.
come on. At that point,
But that's what I'm saying. And then ever since then, every 50 years, they're like, we're going to destroy the world one way or another. And then they realize they can't really. They're too small of a country. They're tough as nails, but they're too small to fight the whole world. And then they realized, immigration. This is revenge. Germany's taking revenge.
do you think that's what it is?
They're like, you know what? We're willing to kill ourselves and take you all with us.
Well, guess what, Germany? That's why the fucking EU's tired of your shit. That's where everyone's like, fuck you. Poland's like, yeah, good luck. Sanction us, motherfuckers. Let's see what happens. Go ahead. They're like, go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
But if you guys help this show get really rich and successful, I tell you what, all you guys that are in now on the ground floor, all our European friends, we're all going to give you jobs.
Oh, yeah.
over here in the States.
We were going to help you. I promise you.
When
we get
the-
big enough, we will help you.
When the walls fall down in Europe and the Muslims have completely taken it over, work visas for all our pals.
All our pals.
Manuel, Fedbot Girl, all you guys.
Adam
They're all in.
Edwards, all
Adam
you guys.
Edwards, everybody's in.
We need a shilly
Lewis,
shill shill.
I think Lewis is in England. That guy.
yeah.
We'll get
Lewis,
him
that's
over
right.
here. All you guys are safe.
We need to shilly shill shill.
We do need to shill. Please rate us on iTunes and Facebook. Of course, subscribe on YouTube. All that stuff really helps us out. Sharing is caring when it comes to getting our show out. We rely strictly on your word of mouth. If you'd like to contribute and give you boys a couple of bucks, you can do it either monthly by going to patreon.com/We're Not Sorry, or of course paypal.me for a one-time donation /We're Not Sorry.
And something else, if you want to help us, go to revengeassist.com and share our articles. We're going to try to update that as often as we can. We want to get some traffic and some traction on that site.
And I do want to announce one more thing before we go to
Yes.
break. Coming up, we're about 3.5 weeks away before we can finally live stream on YouTube again. We are going to do, I'm trying for a 4-hour. We're going to see how we're going to play it by ear, but at least a 3-hour broadcast. It's going to be a live special broadcast. Our big coming out party coming back to YouTube. We have T-shirts. We have all kinds of other weird little fun prizes. We have Trump slippers from the Trump Resort Hotel. We've got T-shirts. We've got a mug even to give away. We bought the third one. Fuck it. So we're gonna have like prizes, and we're gonna let all our regular people on our bench call in. It's gonna be a big super show, our first one ever, coming up in like a month. So again, thank you guys for all the support. We love you guys. Spread the word.
Coming up second hour, Captain Wrongthink on the line, and our big blind item reveal, Revenge of the Sis.
The most exciting 2 hours of television is back with an all-new Revenge of the Sis. As Royce and Mersch continue to track an international deep state pedophile ring, their journey to the nation's capital is put on hold as Orlando's best police cops receive a cryptic message from an old colleague.
It's a message from my old partner. He needs to see us in Los Angeles right now. Says it's related to our case.
Do you trust him?
As much as I trust you, partner.
What's to know then? A detour from their original investigation finds these no-nonsense detectives in the middle of Hollywood.
Thanks for meeting me. We can't talk long. They're probably following me.
Who's following you?
The Podesta brothers. They've got eyes everywhere, Lopez.
Now trapped between deep state globalists and the Hollywood elite, Lopez and Mersch are on the case. They're no longer avenging Orlando. They're saving America. And this week, they're taking on Pedowood.
I've been working this case. This Dan Schneider guy, producer at Nickelodeon, he's into kids. Or feet. Or kids' feet.
Yeah, the iCarly guy.
How do you know all this?
Thanks for meeting me.
No problem, Miss Bynes.
This is Amanda Bynes? Jesus, she looks terrible.
Dude, she can hear you.
Watch this week as the web grows bigger, the case becomes more complex, and more older model cars get wrecked and plenty of nameless extras get shot. This week on an all-new Revenge of the Sis, followed by Nazi Lawyer. USA, hotels don't have Netflix.
Do you like pranks, guns, and jokes about retarded people? Well, so do we, but odds are your liberal snowflake friend doesn't. How would you like an easy, cost-effective way of screwing with that friend anonymously without losing your Twitter account? Guns for Tards is the perfect way to trigger an SJW anonymously through the mail. For a low fee, your target will receive a beautifully designed professional mailer from our fictional Guns for Tards charity, containing a thank you letter for their donation. They'll be led to believe that money was donated in their name to a charity that advocates Second Amendment rights for the mentally handicapped people in their area. For a few extra bucks, they will receive pictures and a detailed profile of a retarded person who they helped harm. It's all fun and games, well, except for that idiot who gets this in their mailbox and freaks out. Messing with someone through the mail is effective. Most people do it trolling over the internet, but regular mail is way more invasive. Whether it's a boss, an ex, or a liberal professor you don't like, this is the perfect way to screw with someone anonymously for the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, a cup of coffee in Manhattan, in a fancy coffee shop. Check out www.gunsfortards.com and select a package today. Use promo code MERSH for 10% off. Hey guys, it's Mersh and Royce here, and we would like to take a moment to shill like the unprincipled whores that we are. Thank you all for making Revenge of the Sis one of the fastest growing podcasts out there. Having such outspoken, passionate fans spreading the word about our show makes the work that we do that much more rewarding.
You can help us continue growing by doing the following things. Become a direct contributor by going to patreon.com/we're not sorry. You can choose a one-time donation or recurring one. Every penny helps. It helps us produce quality programming we bring you every week. Also, please subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, and make sure you leave a review on iTunes. All three of these things are extremely important and help us in the court of public perception. And most importantly, tell a friend about Revenge of the Sis. Sure, you probably can't tell your normie boss or your significant other's blue-pilled mom, but everyone knows a person who would like our show. Tell that person about us and help us make a new fan. Seriously, don't be a dick, get us some clicks.
And please follow our wonderful friends at Facebook, the Mad American Network, the Unapologetic Canadian, Social Justice Warriors, and you can always find us hanging out in the Space Right group on Facebook. Once again, from the bottom of our cold black hearts, thank you for supporting us and making this such an amazing experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster. A new night, a new time. The Sully Show returns to More Like Radio, Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern before Dutch and Royce. Tuesday nights will never be the same.
If you weren't able to catch the last Hippo Juice show, here's what you probably missed.
Anita Pedman.
That sounds fake.
Fine. Anita Smith, an administrative assistant altered records to pocket $75.
Wait, I know Padme. She was actually Queen Amidala.
They're the same people?
Yeah. I know.
Why
Blew
wasn't
my
it
mind
just-
too.
Why wasn't it just Queen Padme?
Guys, I don't know if you know this, but Anakin didn't like sand. If
So
anyone was-
coarse.
It was very coarse.
And rough.
It was rough and coarse.
Gets everywhere.
Fucking hate that guy.
He was probably bitter because he tried to fuck Queen
I never
Amidala.
thought about that awful dialogue.
I know,
since-
dude.
since
Watch
I
it.
watched it the first
Again,
time.
though.
I feel like I blocked it out.
You block it out. You,
Block it out, and the fact that you brought it up just
it's so bad, right?
Are you serious? Out of all 8 and then the side movies, that's the only thing I remember from Star Wars.
Is the
Oh,
sand?
really? Oh, that's funny.
Like, nothing else matters except for maybe credits will do fine.
Oh,
Except,
she does that all the
credits
time.
will do fine.
But yes,
No, they won't.
really seriously, watch the dialogue.
Guess what I have?
Watch the dialogue.
I don't like sand.
Oh God, don't do that. Turn it up a bit.
Rough and irritating. It
Gets everywhere.
Not like here.
Oh God, it's so bad. Oh,
Here
God.
everything is soft.
It's making me cringe.
Anything.
It's making me cringe.
It was like if the host of an NPR special wrote a Match.com
I know.
bio.
Right.
I don't like sand.
Listen to the Hippo Juice Show live every Wednesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. on morelikeradio.com.
Having a pig.
From Time Life Music comes a one-of-a-kind Rat Pack collection, their most bigoted songs. All your favorite once acceptable hits like Drunk Old Injun.
The drunk old Injun squatting in his teepee, fire water keeping him warm.
Jewish Nose.
She's got a big, beautiful Jewish nose, and it's there 2 minutes early wherever she goes.
Dean Martin singing Chinaman's Chants.
And Mr. Chinaman saying his Chinaman way, a ding-a-ling, a ching-a-chong, a ching-a-chong too.
Hugh Stinky Frenchman.
Paris is lovely and Nice sure is nice, and Marseille is charming with champagne on ice. But you stinky Frenchmen haven't a clue. You stinky Frenchmen, frog you.
Hey there, Fruity.
Hey there, Fruity, you can do my hair. Hey there, Fruity, don't touch me down there. Hey there, Fruity, again, I don't approve.
And many more.
Back. Revenge of the Sis here. Thank you for staying with us. If you thought the first hour was exciting, the second hour might be more exciting. Coming up next, we have a guest, Mike. If you want to set that up for me while I get him on.
We do have a guest joining us, of course. He has been a guest on the program before. Writer, blogger. He does a lot of stuff like we do, where he breaks stuff sort of ahead of time, and he writes about. He's not one of those guys that writes about like YouTubers and stuff. Like he actually tries to cover news before it breaks. And Captain Wrongthink, site is captainwrongthink.net, and I believe he's joining.
We
us
have
now.
him on right now. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Going good so far. I mean,
it's been a weird day.
Been a weird day, but yeah, going good.
I read that blind, and I got to tell you, man, I got a huge justice boner when I saw it today.
Oh yeah, we could go right into that if you want to.
Yeah, we saved
sure,
that.
man.
We saved that for you since I wanted to give you credit to you. Captain Wrongthink's one of the only guys besides Garrett Vassell, who's now our head writer at Revenge of the Sis. He used to be a PolitiFeed, who really did try to get into this thing when it became pretty obvious that everybody was spiking it.
Yeah.
And I think we all got a little bit of a chubby today.
Oh, it was great. It was beautiful. I'm like, yes, it's finally about to happen. They can't stop it now.
Well, here's what we're gonna do, and Mr. Wrongthink, you may hop in at any time. Mike, you want to start reading the blind item?
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Yeah, sure. I got it right here. It's,
Okay.
and this one is it now. The first hint that we know that this is our boy is that the blind was written by him. And for those of you that are not big followers of Crazy Days and Nights, there's NT Lawyer, and then occasionally this guy, him with 3 M's or 4 M's. He actually writes these. It was rumored it was Robert Downey Jr. for a while. May or may not be at this
We
point
don't
still.
know. I don't think so.
But this guy has always had a hard-on for the same guy that we have, gentleman by the name of Dan Schneider, who works at Nickelodeon. Now, we don't know if this is about him, but if it's not about him, I mean, because this was probably, as far as blinds go, this story that we found today is basically borderline not even a blind.
No, it's. I mean, it's so clear who they're talking about.
It's borderline what we did
it's
last.
obvious.
Yeah, it's borderline what we did in the last.
Yeah, what we did in
segment.
the last. It's pretty much that. I mean, they said basically what it was.
Yeah,
and
he was literally doing the stepping on your foot and going, "I think he's talking to you."
Yeah. So, what does this blind item say that's definitely Dan Schneider?
All right, this is a long one, folks, so please try to bear with us on this. First paragraph is for Friday here. Tick tock, tick tock. That clock is ticking loudly as a chain of events and a metaphorical deal with the devil can bring down this entire media corporation and their now struggling studio within the coming year. This one has been a long time coming and is thankfully about to come to an end for all the perpetrators of some of modern entertainment industry's worst longtime institutional abuses of underage actresses. For many of the longtime CDAN regulars, this won't be a shock, although the details might. Many in Hollywood and out have been waiting to see when this producer at this cable network is going to be called out, publicly accused, or charged for his many years of abuse behind the scenes. Many have wondered why, with so many others being brought down, he's managed to escape almost unscathed. It's because of his protector. His protector is a mega wealthy big boss of the studio and corporate parent, and he wields a lot of power over many types of media in both Hollywood and in New York.
Now, who do we think that is?
Well, I know it's one of these people.
I think it's his initials are SR.
Oh, okay. All right. I think that's right. Let's use SR for that. I like it.
Yeah, that's not too obvious.
Let's call it not Rupert Murdoch.
Right, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
That narrows it down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway, SR, our buddy, I already read that part. Not just those he abused himself, but those he encouraged his writers, directors, and co-producers to sexually abuse.
We'll call him S. Blue Pebble.
Yeah. And
Okay, perfect.
Okay, perfect. That's the name.
But yeah, he's talking about the producer himself got in trouble many times. This was not a one-time thing, but an ongoing constant pattern which led to those actresses to drugs, self-destruction, self-abuse, mutilation, destroyed dreams, wasted careers, damaged families, and even insanity.
You could have just said Amanda Bynes and saved a lot of words.
Really, really could have just said
Because
Amanda Bynes.
that's just Amanda Bynes. Everything you described. No, seriously, everything you described.
Yeah. Made more disgusting by the complicity and apathy of the parents, momagers, and guardians who just wanted fame and money. Also that some jolly perverts could get their rocks off living out their sick, unfulfilled tweenage dreams. At that time, the protector still had most of his marbles and was going to live forever. Many believe he still may, although he's now alive in name only, and the flames are lapping at his legs daily. This guy does not like SR. Back then, he still had his iron grip on this business. He's never been afraid to sue, threaten, harass, or destroy others as his favorite sport. And then, Royce, do you want to
back when the abuses emerged as whispers at the corporation, the executives and the protector sat down with the corporate bean counters and realized that the massive cash cow this producer was for them. Huge, very huge, and big in every way. In fact,
big in every way. Sorry.
Read between the lines there. Probably one of the biggest revenue generators in the corporate parent's entire history, especially the coveted target demographic for ads, merch, and licensing.
But wait, Royce. Who's a really coveted target when it comes to merchandising, licensing, and advertising?
iCarly fans?
Yeah, I guess that's a good guess.
Is that a good guess? Am I guessing right?
Zoe 101 fans?
Also, you know what? I was going to say that. You know, Zach and Josh fans?
Maybe.
Or whatever the name of those stupid shows are. I don't know.
Or even if you were to say today, maybe there's some Game Shakers fans that people
really
sure love to market.
We're about to shake your game up. When that much.
Sorry, we're going to have to fucking ruin Kel Mitchell's life again.
He does that well by himself. Who wouldn't have thought out of Keenan and Kel, he'd be the one struggling?
Everyone.
Who sells orange soda? When that much is at stake, they don't want to rock the boat or kill the golden goose or cow or even giant pig.
Dan, you're fat.
Anyway, on the other hand, it is a public corporation, and that means things can get leaked and revealed just through statements and financial reports. What that then evolved was a corporate game of chess that nobody could imagine. The producer was no dummy, so he personally hired investigators to provide ammo for his case. He then hired top financial experts to lay out the revenue he and his cronies represented to the corporation, both in the past and future revenues. So when the producer summoned him, the producer showed the protector a huge financial report to validate his power and worth to the bottom line. He then showed a massive dossier of files going back 50 years of the powerful protector's own misdeeds, from New York to Hollywood to Boston to London, and a trail of abuses, perversions, thefts from his company, abuse, stealing from his own family, and even knew he'd met someone on his level. The two twisted men forged a strategy and agreed to protect each other and the corporation.
The producer surrendered his very expensive background report, and the protector agreed to make all those pesky abuse whispers go away. They also agreed to blame another big corporate executive within the corporation if he ever did leak out, and set him up as a fall guy. Protector even targeted one of his corporate underlings to shoulder the blame to so that he could claim ignorance. None of this was simple, instant, and was not cheap or easy. But the perverted producer was smart enough to have limited potential witnesses by keeping his rapes, abuses down to what he said, she said.
Which we encountered many, many times trying to dig on Schneider.
This is, and we're not saying
this is
Schneider.
Schneider. We're saying in our own experience.
Wink.
Yeah.
And for more than a decade in the pre-Cosby and pre-Harvey days, a reporter, lawyer, or cop wouldn't accuse in such instances without hard proof. Parents were paid off in huge amounts, as in, quote, never have to work again ever amounts that cover cars, college tuition, homes, and all they want for now. The parents and managers who played ball and went along with it, they were all rewarded. Not just with big payoffs, but production deals, television shows, feature films, and even music careers.
I just want to say, how the fuck can you sell your kid out like that?
Right.
I don't get it. Don't get it.
That's been our thing from day one,
Dude,
man.
it's gross.
I know.
Your best immunization from a life like this is a good parent. And
Exactly.
so many parents failed.
Well, they didn't just fail. They downright threw the game, man.
Yeah.
Like they fucking they stole their kids' virginity to fucking scumbags in Hollywood for cars and houses and shit.
It's really, when you think about, when I think about opportunities I've turned down where I wasn't even willing to whore out like my integrity for you know what I mean, for a grand or two, and I just was like, I'm not doing this. And you're talking about a guy who's pretty broke who turned down not that much money, but over something that's minuscule. And when I think about, like you're saying, these people that are selling their shit, like I won't even whore out a product on this show if it's stupid. You know what I mean? It's like when you have that level of integrity, looking at somebody who goes, and they tell themselves, no, this is a good guy. It's not going to happen to my kid. They do kind of rationalize, but you know in your fucking soul what you're doing when you do this.
Many of the adults were even bribed with corporate stock. The victims were told that they had no choice.
I would sell those stocks now.
I would listen. Little insider tip.
I would sell those stocks
and had to accept the deals, or themselves could get in trouble.
I'd rather buy Bitcoin right now.
So why don't you take all that money out and go into Birch Gold or whatever Ben Shapiro's shilling? So all those actresses and their people had to do keep quiet, keep smiling, and doing photo ops, and support the brand's shows and projects with positive PR.
Positive Puerto Ricans?
No, there's no such thing. The best part of the producer and protector, they manage to make even more money off of those cover-up deals by making new shows starring once unknown backing players who had been abused, like two shows that starred the same actress. And on it went, leaving.
That's obviously Victoria Justice.
Yep. No, I mean obvious. That is 100% what happened. And
like he might as well have just named names in this blind. It's so obvious what he's talking about.
I know it's almost beautiful
And,
the way it's worded.
And Royce and I have gotten excited before. I mean, look, Captain Wrongthink knows because we met up with him a few months ago. We bonded on this very topic, and I think he remembers that we would get excited. I think a few times before where we thought it was going to happen and it didn't happen. So we've sort of learned to temper our expectations when we read these things. But today, me and Royce were just looking at each other like these. You could tell we were both doing the math to try to make this not him. And it was just, and we couldn't do it. We were like, this is him.
They don't put out blinds like this unless like it's about to happen. Like the stuff that's come out before, like he didn't start really going after Harvey Weinstein until it was right on the cusp of all of it coming out. So it's going to happen within weeks.
I mean, look, here's when we read the fat pig comment, there cannot be anybody else. It has to be him. As the years passed by, however, wrong one. Some of the young girls were just in their tweens when sexually abused and raped by the producer or his team members. Jeffrey Peck. One very damaged victim says he was even a virgin when the producer went from hugging her in her trailer to physically laying on her and forcing himself in her. She turned to alcohol, drugs, and running away, and anything that would allow her to numb the pain, as her parents refused to give money and refused to let her quit show business. Eventually, it became too much for her, and she had an epic meltdown.
That's Amanda Bynes.
Yup. Some of the victims were so exacerbated by parents and managers and even tutors refusing to believe or help them that they did quit the business altogether. Still others tipped off gossip bloggers, industry insiders, online Reddit threads, anonymous MySpace chats, and anyone who they could find just to warn others and get the story out there.
I'm doing it.
Yep.
I popped my collar real quick.
I'm patting my own back.
Yeah, because that was, come on, we were part of that.
It worked too.
Captain Wrongthink was a part of that. Garrett Vassell was a part of that. Kira Davis was a part of that. There's a lot of people for months now that have been like, you motherfuckers need to connect these dots, bruh.
It worked to a small degree, at least as people began to whisper. Meanwhile, the protector still enjoyed his own perversions with barely legal escorts and their escorts' mothers. Escorts.
Gross.
And remember, we did have somebody on the show that said that another producer that wasn't Schneider made moves on her mom. And this, it seems like everything's coming into place. Who paid escorts who paid by trading sex for production deals at the studio. Actresses who skipped over the casting couches and went straight to his house to trade sex for jobs on his TV shows. And yacht girls whom he moved into his house as his girlfriends / sugar babies. All the while, the producer continued his abuse crimes, even got bold enough to elude them on his own shows.
Guys, look, I haven't looked at the chat in a minute, but I'm gonna just try to see what the people are thinking while you guys are. Well, actually, I'll read the next.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll take over the next paragraph. As the years passed by, however, times changed. Victims became emboldened and struggled to find a voice. And old people get older, sicker, and lose their last few marbles. Some even die and pass on. Those girlfriends of the protector get greedy and sue for inclusion in the will. Family members get scorned, disinherited, and others fight and claw to be named as the new boss, as this one has. Which brings us to present day, and the earth now quaking beneath the feet of the corporation studio network, the protector, and definitely the producer. Several of the victims have begun to talk to lawyers who smell blood in the water. By the way, I just want to point out, I'm not going to say who told us, but what was that, a month ago?
Yeah.
That we got some information that there was legal movement that it could happen, but that it wasn't solid yet in the case of our guy.
Right.
Now it looks like it's definitely going to happen, though.
It looks like it's getting solid now if abuse victims are luring up.
So, but yeah, we even alluded to that like a month ago. Several of the victims have begun to talk to lawyers and blah, blah, blah. The big executive fall guy, he passed away. Brad Gray. They wanted to
No, you
blame
could say Brad Gay because he's dead already.
Brad Gray. They wanted to blame it all on him. Since he's dead and can't defend himself, only two big problems. One, in a major corporate shuffle in the past year or so, several executives and board members got pushed out, and they want revenge badly against the corporation and against the protector. Number two, one of the biggest victims of the producer has a lot of proof against him. Irrefutable proof that can bring the whole house down on them all. Perhaps I would think
Like DNA test?
some
Like
kind
a
of
kid?
genetic
Like a
proof.
kid, maybe?
Yeah, like a DNA test.
Like if you were maybe a young actress who has a daughter who has a nose exactly like that producer. I'm just saying.
Remember when that story was the big thing and it got completely buried?
Yep.
The movie studio owned by the corporation is not doing so well. How is I'm going to pick a random movie studio. If I were to say, like, how's Paramount doing?
They're not doing well.
Are they not doing well?
Not great.
No, they're not doing well.
Oh, boy. And many in the industry have been reluctant to set up projects there because they're not sure if they'll ever get made. Oh, boy. Meanwhile, the corporation's networks are also falling into trouble. So even if everything behind the scenes was fine, it would still be a tough time here. If a major scandal were to hit the offices, studio lots, and networks, it would trigger a domino effect that will send shareholders running and talent fleeing. Another story I fucking spelled out 3-4 months ago.
Viacom has dropped 4 points today. I'm just putting that. I mean, this may be unrelated. I'm just putting that out there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's I even floated a story. What was that, 2 months ago, 3 months ago that I wrote that was meant to keep the pressure on them and get the story out about Dan Schneider. So I wrote a speculation article about Viacom stock, and I had people like Jacob Wohl who refused to publish it. I had Zero Hedge refuse to publish it. I can't wait to I can't wait to post all the emails I sent to them and the timestamps and rub it in their goddamn faces. I mean, I'm just saying, if it were to be Viacom.
Because you see hashtag Time's Up is not just a movement, a meme or a hashtag. It's literally a thing because time is up for intimidation, silence of the victims. One is no longer a girl and is now a woman. Ooh, good Game of Thrones.
wasn't that a song?
What song?
Not a girl, not yet a woman.
Yes.
Who sang that song?
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
First off, I'm really impressed that you guys know that, but that is really, really just here's the answer. Here's what it is.
Oh, Danny boy.
She's explored criminal charges, jurisdictions, statutes of limitations, and exceptions to those. She's livid at her parents for complicity and wants revenge and a bigger payday through a lawsuit for the career and life that was stolen from her, but only after she makes it all public. So time is up, and the agreement her parents made, which doesn't apply to her now as an adult, she's lawyered up, and they've hired investigators, forensics, accounts, analysts, and a security outfit global renowned
Black Cube,
who has even worked for government intelligence operations. She's very serious about this, as are the other victims who endured similar abuse and complicity from parents, guardians, and managers. Several have engaged in the services of the same law firm who employs experts in the field of crime against children with the feds. Also involved are the disgruntled former executives, so much so that they turn to the protector's all-time arch nemesis, Murdoch, who is now known by all and is the owner of a massive conglomerate, Fox, stretching throughout the world to guarantee that they'll get the coverage they need to air their accusations.
You think Murdoch's all like, I like taking down a good pedophile.
Yeah.
I just want to throw out a quick life lesson to all the people who might be doing shady things who are listening. If you're doing shady shit and people know about it, don't fuck those people over.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the problem is that these giant machines and guys that are this prolific, that abuse this much, it becomes just it like any other system. It becomes unsustainable. There's just too many moving parts. There's too many people. Unless you start whacking people, there's really no way to keep it cheap. Everybody's going to come back and go, hey, remember you fucked that kid like 12 years ago? And you're like, God damn it, how much do you want this time? You can't really do anything about it.
They also are getting friendly lawyers to protect them when they back the claims of the abuse victims.
Oh, you like fucking little girls, do you?
Which otherwise could incriminate them for prior knowledge. but now indemnifies them since they are cooperating with the victims. Everyone is pursuing this all before the protector finally dies. Then the studio and their assets, including valuable back catalog and a library of titles, can get gobbled up by another competitor. In fact, as I write this, I know several news outlets that work on stories on abusers to other branches of the corporations and executives there. So don't put too much faith in some strange movement and shuffling going on at the corporation studios and networks, because it's just them setting up for future damage control and scapegoating that is sure to come. Don't think for a second that every day the new boss of the corporation wakes up, the boss is not wondering if this is the day that their time runs out. The boss is no dummy either, knows
the emphasis on the new boss is no dummy either,
and knows time's up for the metaphorical deal and the corporation made with devil all those years ago. Tick tock, tick tock.
So, what do you guys think?
I mean, it's clearly Fat Boy. It has to be.
And like I said, I've never seen him post a blind this obvious that didn't come out in the news like 2 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's usually a lot more vague with his blinds, and leaves him a lot more wiggle room. But this is detailed to a point I have only seen once before, and that was with Harvey Weinstein.
Dude, this
all those motherfuckers that we gave our sources to and didn't even call them. All those motherfuckers.
Let me tell you something, man. That day, the day is coming. I'm already saving all the screenshots, all the exchanges. I'm saving the voicemails. Let me tell you, motherfuckers, this isn't going to just be fucking, the Dan Schneider's over party. It's going to be People Magazine's over party. AOL, fucking, who else? Hollywood Reporter. We are going to expose every individual person who approached us, who asked us for our sources, and who refused to call our source.
Because
they're complicit at this point. If they know about it and they're not doing anything, and they're the media who's supposed to be reporting on shit like this, when you give them a source and they don't follow up on it, it's bullshit. They know about it and they don't want to do anything.
No, they don't, and it's we specifically said, look, we'll work with you, but you got to at least do it. And even we got fooled once, and I remember Mike talking to the Hollywood Reporter and saying to them, look, we tried to give this to People Magazine. They didn't even call the source, and the guy's like, no, we're going to look into it. Nothing. Mm-hmm. They didn't look into it. They didn't do anything. And we said, it feels like they're spiking the story. Now we know they had to, because there's no reason now to not do a little bit of digging and do it. We tried to give it to so many people. Literally gave it to People Magazine. And they don't do that, but they did publish an article about Dan Schneider's dog, Lolly. They did that.
Yeah, you had time for that.
You had time for that in your busy schedule? Oh, it's fucking, I cannot fucking wait.
This has been hundreds of hours.
Well, and like even just like the research that I've done, just the creepy shit he's been doing over the years, like posting pictures of the actress's feet on his fucking Twitter. Like that's gross. That's disgusting.
It is. And it's stories getting buried. Like you could find some stuff when the stuff was coming out, the Inquisitor thing that came out with Schneider. Remember, you could find it on Bing, but you couldn't find it on Google. It's bigger than just one thing. It feels like it's been systematically scrubbed.
Allegation. That's what makes me wonder. Like, how many fucking people know about this and are not saying anything? You know what I mean?
That's the thing, man. It's what the thing was saying, but we've been saying it for a while now. Studios are going to go down. It's not going to be people. It's going to be entire studios, entire corporations. Because here's the thing. When these people are paid off, they're not paid off out of Fat Boy's pocket. They're paid off out of the corporation's pocket. So they knew what was happening. They knew it was being paid off. This is huge. I don't think there's going to be a corporation that survives it. because
No.
because everybody knows what's going on. You don't write checks big enough to make a mother not press rape charges against her. Something happened to her daughter. That check has to be Michael Jackson level check. You know, that's not like $100,000. That's got to be in the millions. At least I would fucking hope so. If you're selling out your goddamn kids, you know. So it's there's a paper trail, like it's saying you're going to see that this money came from somewhere. It's going to make this big story, this big fucking news story about Trump paying off a fucking porn star look like nothing compared to what was going on in Hollywood.
It's insane. This is like the one thing that really pisses me off is that, like, if I heard about something like this and I had reasonable proof that it was happening, I'd be going fucking like Liam Neeson kicking in doors on these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, and not even being related or actually knowing the people involved or the victims. Like that's how pissed off I would get over it. And I'm a fucking nobody. But these fucking people, their own fucking, how can you look the other way when some fucking fat, slimy producer is sticking his cock in your daughter who's underage?
There's not an excuse for it. I can't think, and I'm not even trying to be altruistic here, like I'm the best. I can't think of a fucking number in my head that you would have to give me. Like, there's not a number. You can't pay me $1 billion no, I'm sorry. I get heated up over much less. So, you know, I'm not going to, that's the thing I don't understand. Like, we're going to give Ariana Grande a show as long as she keeps her mouth shut that Dan Schneider fucked her. Yeah, okay, cool. Now she's a big star. But understand that you're bribing kids with fame and putting them in this fucking machine just so you could bang them. There's no reason somebody like Schneider should be working at Nickelodeon for that as many years as he has. Who does that? Who wants to be a writer of Nickelodeon forever? In my opinion, a fucking pedophile. That's the only person I could think of.
Well, they always put themselves in positions where they're going to be around kids. Like even with that the Magic Gate thing that came out. You know, all the pedophiles just wanted to be around kids. Oh, I'll become a magic judge.
Yeah, you're right. And that's always a weird, like, why would you want to do that? Like, or you know what? Somebody without kids who becomes a little league coach. That's weird to me. It's like, why are you doing that, dude? Seriously? Those are the things that are, and I'll say this. What's going to come out, in my opinion, we've been saying forever, what happening in Nickelodeon is going to make the Penn State thing look like a joke. Not that it was, but I think it's worse, more endemic, and more people knew. Way more people knew. It went deep. And I think people outside of Viacom knew, outside of Paramount knew. I think that the people in the media were getting paid off. We're getting paid off to not write it and to spike a story. Because what I feel like, and this is, I don't know what's going on, but every time these hungry reporters would come, I have a feeling they would run it by their editor and they would go, no, we can't do that for whatever reason, and keep burying the fucking story. Because they had all these kids scared with these NDAs and stuff. They had them fucking terrified, and they don't know what they're doing. And the parents who didn't want to lose the money, they don't want to have to give the money back.
Let me give you an example of how controlled the media is by Hollywood. Like you can't even write a shitty Star Wars review without losing future access to Disney films. You know what I'm saying? Like Star Wars, the new Star Wars film objectively sucked ass, and it had like a 91% fresh rating from critics.
Well, yeah, no, and not only that, even when Mark Hamill came out and he was all pissed about what happened to Luke, they made him walk it back. I don't know if you saw that, because Hamill was coming out and saying, look, this is really shitty. I don't know why they did this. This is not what, you know, not in those words, but basically shitting on it. Like, that's not what I would have done. And then he had to write this big tweet that, you know, he didn't write saying, hey, look, I'm really sorry that I said that, because they were like, listen, motherfucker, you want to come back as a Force ghost in the next one, you better fucking talk good about it. Seriously.
No, yeah, you're right. Or they might have some clause in his contract where they could even sue him for talking negatively about the film. And that's just a fucking movie. This isn't kids getting fucked. This is just a fucking movie, you know?
Yeah.
No, this is man, I can't wait.
Oh, I know. We are fucking waiting with bated breath.
Like I'm half ecstatic because justice is finally being done, and half like almost in a murderous rage because this happened in the first place.
Well, for so long. I mean, that's the other thing. For how long? Because remember, these allegations of Dan Schneider, you have to remember, once we did digging here in 2012, is when the stuff was coming about of Jamie Lynn Spears' kid. Around then is if what I remember. So it's been a few years, 2012 or 2014, I don't remember, but it's been years now that somebody should have been looking into it. Somebody should have been doing something. And again, there's a lot of people that probably work for other fucking corporations now. That's what I'm saying, man. This isn't a one thing. If people like fucking James Cameron and his fucking bitch producer are covering up for a stunt coordinator, can you imagine what's happening for kids, for real big stars like Schneider, who brings in, I would say, hundreds of millions of dollars to Nickelodeon? They'll move the earth. They'll fucking part the Red Sea.
Yeah, this is going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt to everybody that this is a systemic behavior in Hollywood, and it's been like that for decades.
Yeah, no, dude, I would say going on more than that, man. Almost a century now, I think this has been going on. Since they started fucking doing talkies, this has been happening.
Well, shit, Shirley Temple, remember the actress Shirley Temple? She came out with a story years ago in her autobiography about some producer who pulled his cock out in her trailer, and she laughed at it.
Yep. No.
And she was like a fucking 10-year-old girl.
You want it? Yeah, no.
Shit just makes me so mad. It's like he said, I'm so happy this is going to happen because we worked so hard for it. But at the same time, you get so mad that it happened.
Yeah. No, I know. And I mean, you could go down a fucking dark hole with the Shirley Temple stuff. If you find there's more than one story about what they did to that fucking poor girl. It was disgusting. And
Same thing with Judy Garland.
Yep.
She got fucked with too, man. Like they all get fucked with. It's like I guarantee you're gonna find a situation where there are less actresses who haven't been fucked with than ones who have been.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would 100% agree with that. And it's weird because they've made this, Hollywood is this weird monster, and it's in its own bubble where they're the moral authority. You know, they're the
Not
anymore, you motherfuckers. Remember when George Clooney was standing up there talking about how Hollywood changed things and we had the first black woman and this and that? Hey, you motherfuckers, all of you knew about Harvey Weinstein. And I'll tell you what, I think a lot of those same people knew about Dan Schneider, because some of the people we know in the industry were like, yeah, everyone knows about Schneider. We can't do anything. Everyone knows about it.
Yeah, well, guess what? Deuce Volt, motherfucker. Because
Yep.
things are going to happen now. It's going to suck for you guys. Oh,
And
my
I
God.
just since you mentioned George Clooney, I just want to point out something else. He was all about for like the European migration of migrants into Europe, and then he moved because migrants moved into his neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, no, they're all fucking hypocrites. They all don't want a wall, but they have a wall bigger than the Vatican around their house with armed security guards. No, I get it. They're all fucking hypocrites. And
Well, the reason why they pretend to care so much about Mexicans coming in here into the U.S. is because they all want cheap house labor. They want the gardener. They want their slaves to do their gardens, to wash their houses, and
raise their kids.
Raise their kids.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to pay these people a living wage. They just want a fucking slave who they can, call ICE on at a moment's notice if they ever fuck up.
Yeah, no, and the moral high ground is fucking gone. What they were doing to just adult actresses was gross, but now in this Hollywood, in my opinion, will never recover from this.
No,
because
this will make America lose its fucking mind. The fact that this has been going on and they've been letting these people into their homes via their television sets for decades. Oh, they're gonna fucking lose it, man.
I hope you guys like watching a lot of reruns of Live PD and Jerry Springer, because it's gonna go bad. It's gonna be bad soon.
I feel like television in its old former glory, and the movie studios and Hollywood as a whole, it's dying. It's the old business model's dead, and I feel like sometimes I have a lot of affection for companies like CBS and MTV and even Nickelodeon. I grew up watching a lot of that stuff, but it's like old Yeller, man. Look, we're doing this for you. We're curb stomping you to put you out of your misery, because it's sad. It's sad to watch.
I agree.
Okay, it's sad to watch, which a formerly great part of my childhood be destroyed and sullied. So sometimes you just have to take it out back and give it a good old fucking round in the head.
You know,
Feet
this
first into a wood chipper.
Yeah.
This is weird out of everywhere for no reason. Variety's reporting this literally right now. Just tweeted it. The story was just put up. Viacom CEO Bob Bakish earned $20.3 million in 2017. Viacom president CEO Bob Bakish took in $20 million in salary bonuses and stock and compensation, according to Viacom's proxy filing Friday with Securities Exchange Commission. The filing details that Bakish earned $2.77 million in salary, $7 million in bonuses last year, and he received another $5.8 million in stocks awards and got $4.7 million in stock options through the contract he signed in December 2016. Remember we were talking about the new people in the blind item? To become Viacom's permanent CEO runs out on December 31st, 2019, according to the filing. More to come. Weird that they posted that now for no reason.
Yeah, that's called nest feathering, man.
Oh yeah,
they're putting some feathers down in the nest because the big story's about to drop.
Oh, it is, and it's going to be a glorious cleansing of Hollywood. And I have a fucking Google alert for Dan Schneider, so I am fucking waiting for one morning to wake up and see that Google alert to pop up and go, there it is. That'll be the fucking day. That already said that Mike and I are going to reuse the high five confetti thing again because that is worthy of it.
I wouldn't be surprised if we hear a story about, some fat boy out in Hollywood sticking a gun in his mouth over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, but that asshole probably eat it. Just to get into one, do you want to get into one more thing?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was actually just taunting one of the reporters that we used to be in touch with.
Good.
Sorry, I got a little quiet there because then they emailed me back, and I've been being a dick to them.
Yeah, good.
So I'm now being openly hostile to these fucking.
What did you say? Just read it now. I want to know.
I wrote a generic email with all the names that we know are involved in this story, just their names.
Yeah.
And nothing about the blind. And I just wrote, now it's happening, and you guys had a chance. Just save this email for me because I want this. I want to have this moment when this breaks now. Well, a gentleman from the Hollywood Reporter.
Oh, the guy we were just talking about.
Yeah. He just wrote back to me. I actually tried calling David again this morning. I don't know who David is. Left a message. I haven't been able to. Oh, I don't know. Wait, I think he's talking about somebody over at one of the things that we. Said he's got nothing concrete. He asked me, what's going on your end? And I wrote, well, good luck. It's Ronan Farrow's scoop now, I guess. So it's too late. It's too late. See, hey, Hollywood Reporter and Christina Dugan and people, this could have been our fucking thing. But you guys fucking sat on your dicks, and now it's Ronan Farrow's story. That's what's going to happen because Ronan Farrow is the new, handsome Anderson Cooper guy.
Yep.
And he's going to go, and he's going to get the scoop now because you fucking listen to your dumb editors, your fucking hack shit editors. Instead of actually being a journalist, you could have gotten your little Pulitzer or whatever. Go fuck yourselves.
Hey,
you get nothing.
I'm having a flashback to the early 90s. Remember when the Monica Lewinsky thing came out and nobody would cover it except for some nobody named Matt Drudge? That's you guys right now.
Yep.
That's you and us.
Yeah, no, there's only a handful of people.
Now he just asked me via email if he could call us. No, you can't anymore. It's over. You're done.
Oh, now he wants to call us?
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah, you know what? No.
Now he can sit in our fucking inbox unread.
Tell him to call live on air. I'll talk to him. I'm sure we're on air now. Call the show. I'll talk to him. I don't give a flying fuck.
All right, let's do it. I'm telling him right now.
But we're live. Let him know we're live and we're on air. He's going to say no, by the way, because the integrity of these. And maybe he does. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he will pleasantly surprise us. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. Can I call you guys? I want the scoop now.
I wrote, sure, we're on the air, and I gave him the number. We'll see what happens. I don't know if he's probably not going to call, but let's
please
Scotty boy, call in. What is it about guys named Scott?
I don't know, man.
They're all terrible. Like South Park was not wrong.
Even Bayo?
Yeah, he's kind of outside of Arrested Development. He sucks. But yeah, now they all, what do you guys know? No, you go fuck yourselves. You had a month and a half, 2 months to work on this shit.
To work with us.
But you guys wanted to act like, oh, you guys are fucking tinfoil hat theories. Yeah, is it? Is it? Fucking is it?
No, Mike, it's not. It's not. It's not. Hey, first off, You calm down.
And for the record, Scotty boy from the Hollywood Reporter, the reason I sent you that email wasn't so we could correspond again. It was, I already have the emails back and forth, the voicemails, every correspondence I've had with you cocksuckers. And I just wanted to send that so I could rub it in your goddamn faces later. You think I sent that email so you'd see it today? I sent it so that when we're on even just the shitty local news and these bullshit blogs or whatever little fucking guys want to do a little thing about us later that we broke this fucking story, you asshole, I'm going to show them that email and show how lazy motherfuckers you are. And Jennifer Klein too.
Oh yeah,
that's beautiful.
Jennifer, I'm assuming triple parentheses Klein.
We just got a reply from another reporter. They said, I thought you said you were okay, Spider.
He did write back though.
Oh, he's not going to call live on air?
Oh no, he said, let me know when you're off. No, Scotty boy, we do this in Thunderdome or we don't do it at all.
Yep.
You had your fucking chance, pal.
You want to do it? Let's do it. But now we're off.
We are going to make you guys look like assholes. It's going to be so much fun because that's what we want to go back to. We don't like pedophilia. We don't like this fucking...
You think we want 500 Pizzagate tweets every day? You're wrong. We don't.
You think Marty Weiss videos do well?
No, they
on our
don't.
YouTube account? No, we do it because it needs to be known. We want to get out of this business. We want to go back to making fun of hack journalists and you fucking... just all you frauds, you new media faggots. We're going to bash your brains in and put the boots to you like we used to. Oh, that felt good. Fuck you, Scott.
Oh.
CaptainWrongthink.net.
Yeah, he just popped. Why did he pop off? His call dropped on me.
Did it drop?
Yeah, but he's in Canada.
Folks,
so-
here it is. The deep state globalists, they know we're on to them here. We've got the documents here, Austin, Texas. We're doing everything we can around the clock to get the information out to the people. And, of course, all you lovers of liberty out there, you soldiers of the New Republic listening, please buy one of our T-shirts and some of our colloidal silver pills, which will be available soon.
Oh, there you. What happened, man? Did they cut us off? Was it the deep state? Mr. Wrongthink?
Oh, no. Justin Trudeau assassinated him.
Mr. Wrongthink? Oh, no. He's off again. What happened?
Bro, he did not work his way up in the ranks of the Wrongthink army to captain to have you call him Mister.
Oh. Hey.
Hey.
There you are.
Call dropped.
Yeah, I know. That was weird. I'm telling you, it's the deep state.
Yeah, they're onto us.
By the
They're
way,
scared.
I'm just curious. Do you come from like a military family? Because I too also know a guy named Gunnery Sergeant Wrongthink.
Yeah,
and I didn't know if you guys might have been related or if it's just a similar, culture.
You never heard of Colonel Wrongthink?
I've had a few people in my family who are in the military. It's the Canadian military though, so I'm not sure if that actually counts as military.
Well, yeah, you guys don't remember the War of 1812. It was Colonel Winston Wrongthink.
Oh, that's right.
And he really was. He was like Canada's Andrew Jackson.
He killed a bunch of Indians?
Yeah, and then he conned France out of a bunch of land.
All right, well, Mr. Wrongthink, we need you to chill, my friend, because we are done with the show today.
All right, yeah. Follow me on Twitter at CPTWrongthink, CaptainWrongthink.com. And if you want to send me a few bucks on Patreon, it's patreon.com/CaptainWrongthink.
That's awesome, man. We'll love to have you on again. You were great, and thank you for being one of the best allies to take this fat fuck down.
Yes, and Captain,
we're on the cutting edge, boys. We're gonna make some things happen now that this breaks.
I'll point out too that now Captain Wrongthink is tied with Dave Martell for second place as far as appearances on the show.
Appearances on the show.
I love it. Look forward to a lot more.
Always happy to have you on, man.
All right, man.
Yeah, thanks again, brother.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, talk to you later. Bye.
See ya. He's great. I love that we had him on for that. That was great.
We're building our own crew. We don't need this fucking.
We have our own circle jerk.
We don't need. Well, no, but you seriously.
I'm kidding.
It's. We're gonna build our own bench. Guess what, fuckers?
Ours is better.
We're gonna freeze you out. Although I'll tell you what, I've already made a decision that when we get big on YouTube and we're streaming again, at least once, twice a month, we're just gonna bring on some 500 to 1,000 subs guy. Like we're just gonna go find weirdos.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And fairly bring them on and let them just do their thing on our show. So we're never gonna forget. But yeah, we gotta go. So I guess we'll shill.
Shilly shill.
YouTube, please help us pump our numbers up. Our subs are starting to get up again. That's awesome. Support our friends like LA Werewolf. Radical Mothering's gonna be back soon. iTunes, if you can rate us if you have it. Also, Roku, we're on there. Just like, share, rate us on Facebook, 5 stars. PayPal.me/We're Not Sorry. If you want to give us a one-time donation, if you're signing up for the long haul with us, you can do Patreon.com/We're Not Sorry. Give us a couple bucks a month, whatever. And yeah, we will see you,
Monday.
Monday.